Take off. The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
Hello, this is old Mr. Kent of MrKent.com, and I have made many videos of the Queen Creek Wash, is what you're looking at. And the other day I went for a bicycle ride and I ended up coming down that road that you see right there that comes down into the wash. And until that time, with all the videos I've made, I never realized how big this little valley is. It's like a miniature Grand Canyon. When you get down there and you look at the things that the water flows around, and in previous videos when I show that water, it's flowing around and it just looks like a little creek. But as you will see here, as we get down into the bottom and start looking at some of the things that the water flows around, I was really mistaken on how large all those things are and how big this little wash actually is. It's 1 mile long, and it's I don't know how wide it is, but you'll get a good view of it here in a few minutes, and you could fit a whole bunch of houses in here. So as you look, this is where the water comes in when we have flash floods, and it looks to me, I wish I knew more about the history, but it looks to me like they have tried all kinds of things to restrain the water from washing so fast and filling up the bottom with sand. That's what they have probably been trying to do. But these chunks of broken up concrete are huge. When you just look at them here, it's really hard to tell by just looking at them. But you can see where there was a culvert, and it was pulled away from the side of that clay edge back there. And it's just when in my previous videos, and I'll put a link to some so you can take a look. In my previous videos, it just looks like there's a trickle of water coming down through this little trench area here. But now that I see how large that is and how deep that trench is, that is a lot of water coming down. So we'll turn around here and we'll take a look at what it looks like as the water comes in. And there's the edge of what was once a culvert right there. It's now, as you can see, part of it's laying there all smashed up, and along with the concrete that was around it. So probably at one point in time there was a huge flash flood, and just came through here and broke things up. I don't know at all what those vertical pipes were for. Most likely everything that you see here was put there in order to stop the rapid flow, because the rapid flow just draws the sand down into the bottom. And that fence, which in my other videos, that fence looks like just a little fence. In its normal place there, it was, well, I did climb over it, but that's not where I climbed over it. But it's everything I could do to get over that fence. So it's just a lot bigger when you get down into it. It actually looks from the air. This time of year, everything's turning green, and it is beautiful to look at. And we did have a whole bunch of rain a week or so ago, and that's why there's still some water that has been puddled in the bottom there. And as we look down this, you can see those two-story houses over there, and how many houses it would take to fill this thing up. It's by no means just a little trench. So we're coming around, and time to turn around and come in and land. If you look carefully, you can see me standing there on the edge of the canyon. And there's the cement plant behind us there, which I've made several videos of. Here in Arizona, there's just not a whole lot to look at other than sagebrush. Oh, maybe 2% of the state has some beautiful colored sand and stuff. So here I come, here comes the drone, and I'm bringing it in to land. And I'm glad I taught myself how to do hand landings, because it's a lot better to do that than to let it land in the sand. And that's what's happening here. So I'll put it down, and now I'm going to ride up to the other end, a mile away, and going to go, there's some cranes down there, not mechanical cranes, but there's some cranes down there, and they're where the water is. So I'm going to give you just a few clips here of my bicycle ride, and I've got an Osmo Action camera, which has digital stability. So even though there's all kinds of rocks and bumps and everything along this path, that camera does an excellent job of just giving me a nice smooth ride. Looks like it's smooth, but I can guarantee you that I was bouncing around. There's some boys that were looking down into the canyon. They said hello. And now you can see the other end of the wash is still got water puddled in it. Some from earlier in the winter, and then some from just a week or so ago, when we had some heavy rains. And that there, if you just noticed, that was a Roadrunner. So here I am at the end, and I'm going to lay my bike down and go through the whole thing of setting up to fly, and see if I can get some shots. I don't want to get too close, but there's some shots. There's some cranes across in a tree, and there's also some in the water, which I didn't film, but down that direction they're standing in the water. So here I am taking off, and over there in that straight ahead, just a little bit to the left, you can see them in the tree there. Now they're a little bit to the right. And then one's going to come in and land somewhere along in here, and you can see the water down below. There he comes. Huge birds. And I didn't want to get close. I didn't want to scare them away, and I think they would fly away rather than try to eat my drone. But anyway, so that was my ride to the wash, the Queen Creek Wash. And I thought I'd just share it with you. By the way, everybody in my family is healthy, and we're praising God for that. And so far, so good. So I get out and get as much exercise and stay as healthy as I can, and that is going to help. So I want to thank you for watching, and God bless.